Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name is Juwita Sascia Nuryasa from 12 Social 2, number 23. In this video, I am going to tell you about narrative text and recount text. Narrative text and recount text. Narrative text. Narrative text is a type of text in English to tell a story that has a chronological sequence of events that are interconnected. The purpose of this text is to entertain the reader about a story or story. Type of narrative text. Narrative text can be imaginary or factual. Here is an example of a genre from narrative text: fairy tale, mystery, fiction, romance, history, slice of life, personal experience, and so forth, horror, fable, myth, and legend. Characteristics of narrative text: using action verbs in the form of past tense, using a specific noun as a pronoun, using the adjective to form noun first, use the conjunction to search event. Narrative text structure. The structure of the narrative text focuses on a series of stages that are proposed to build a text on its own. In general, there are 4 stages in narrative text, namely orientation. Orientation, or so-called introduction, contains about who, when, where a story is set. Complication. Complication tells the beginning of the problem that caused the peak of the problem, or what is commonly called the climax. This section usually involves the main character of the story, the climax. Resolution. This section is the end of the story, or in the form of a solution to the problems that occurred. Problems can be solved, can be for better, or even force which will make the story end happily or vice versa. Sometimes there are resolutions which are other problems to solve. It is deliberately created by the author to increase and maintain interest and tension for the readers. Usually, this type of resolution is found in the mysteries and horror genres. Reorientation. The part is the closing of a story with an optional. Reorientation can contain moral, lessons, suggestions, or teaching from the author. Example of short narrative text. Please read for yourself. Explanation. The example of the text above is narrative text because it has a story with a chronological sequence of events that are interconnected. In addition, the text has the same characteristics and generic structure as the characteristic and structure of narrative text. Characteristic feature: using action verbs in the past tense such as lived, tried, didn't, and so on. Using a specific noun for personal pronouns such as the prince. Using adjectives that form noun pairs such as the most beautiful dress. Use the conjunction to sort events like then, a few days later, finally, and so on. Uses adverb and adjectival pairs to indicate the location of event or events such as happily ever after. First, generic structure. Orientation. Once upon a time, there lived a girl named Cinderella, blah blah blah. Complication. Cinderella wanted to go to the ball, but her stepmother asked her to stay at home and do the housework. Blah blah blah. Resolution. In the end, the king's father let Cinderella try on the slipper. He stuck out her foot, and the page slippered the slipper on. It fit perfectly, and the page. Recount text. Recount text is a type of text in English that tells about a story, action, or activity. Usually, recount text tells about someone's experience. The purpose of recount text is to entertain the reader, so that there is no conflict in this text. In addition, this text also aims to provide information to readers. Click in recount text features using past tense sentence such as when, departed, woke, woke up, and so on. Using adverb and adverbial pairs to express the time, place, and manner such as last September, party is line, on the second day, and so on. Using conjunctions and time connective to sort event or event such as and, before, then, after that, and so on, such as generic structure of recount text. Number 1. Orientation tells about background information about who, where, when the incident or event occurred. Number 2. Event tells a series of events that occurred in chronological order. And number 3. Reorientation is the closing of conclusion of the story. To close a story, we can give our opinion about the story. Example of a short recount text. Please read for yourself. Explanation. The text is a recount text because it tells someone's experience and entertains the reader. In addition, it has the same features and structure as Recount text. Characteristic features: using past tense sentence such as when, the part, would, woke up, and so on. Using adverb and adverbial verbs such as last September, Paris Island, on the second day, and so on. Using conjunction and time connective such as and, before, then, after that, and so on. And time structure. Orientation. Last September, I went to Paris Island for a holiday. I went there with Sarah, Andy, Evelyn, and Yoko. Events. The part of Nuryasa arrived, went to guest house, rent bicycle, and cycling. Had lunch, snorkeling, and so on. Reorientation. In summary, my first trip to Paris Island was so enjoyable.
Thanks for watching, guys. Bye bye.